Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Destiny from Desphixs and welcome back to another video in the e-commerce project using Django. In this one, we'll get started working with paginations in our e-commerce project. That is what we'll be doing. Hopefully you will enjoy the video and learn something new. Consider checking out Desphixs.io, links in the description below. It's an application that helps streamline your coding experiences with a lot of tools that were specifically built to help make you become a better programmer. Check the link in the description, Desphixs.io, and also consider dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel, as that will really mean the world to me. So let's get started. Begin by opening up your code editor. The very first thing that we will do is create a very simple function that's going to help us work with pagination, and it's going to make our life a whole lot easier. So what you want to do is, in the plugins over here, I want you to create a new file here called paginate query set. So paginate underscore query set .py. Now this is just my own way of doing this, okay? And I'm doing this because I don't want to have to always rewrite the function to paginate items whenever I need paginations. So instead of doing that, let's take that function that we will always be rewriting and put it in one particular file that whenever we need pagination, all we just need to do is call the file and pass in some parameters, and boom, there you go, we are done. So what we need to do is say from Django.core.paginator import paginator. So Django already gave us this inbuilt function called paginator that makes our life a whole lot easier. Now using the function that I'm going to write, it will even go ahead and make our life a lot more easier than Django has already done. So I'm going to say define paginate underscore query set. And over here, I'm going to pass in requests. I'm also going to pass in query sets. I'm also going to pass in per page. Good. So now what we just need to say is paginator should be equal to paginator, and I'm going to pass in query sets and per page. Don't worry, I'll explain all this, okay? And after you have done that, we then need to say, hey, page underscore number should be equal to requests.get, and I want to get the name of page. And finally, return paginator.getPage, and we'll pass in the page number. This is actually very simple, guys. Let me explain what's going on. So the very first thing we did was import this function that Django already gave us, and then we defined our own function called paginate query set that takes two parameters, query set and per page. So query set is basically the list of items that we want to paginate. Per page is how many that we want to show on a single page. Let's take wish list for example. So let's say we want to paginate the wish list page. We just need to pass in all the wish list item that a user has and specify how many items we want to show per page. And this code over here does it for us. So this first one, what it basically does is actually paginates it using the paginator function that Django gives us. So it takes in query set and per page, and based on the function that has been written over here to paginate, it does all the work for us. And then what we're doing over here is basically getting the particular page number from our page where we'll be rendering the pagination, and then we return to paginator.getPage the particular page number that we are on. You know what, let's go ahead and display it on the template, and I will get back here and explain if it still doesn't make sense. So back to your views PY, let's take, I think I talked about wish list, right? So let's still take wish list as example. And after I've done for wish list, I will give you guys an assignment. Then you could go ahead and do the rest. So wish list underscore list is equal to this that we currently have here. But now for you to be able to paginate, you need to say, remember that this function here is called paginate query sets that takes query set and per page. That means we need to come over here and call it, just say wish list should be equal to paginate query sets, and you need to pass in the query sets, which is wish list lists, and how many do we want to show per page? 6. Okay. Oh, please make sure to import this from plugin import paginate query sets. From plugin.paginate query sets, import paginate query sets. So I had to go up a bit. I knew that that's not going to import it the exact way it will need it to work. So now back to our wish list. I think I just missed it. Here, when you have done this, that is it. We don't need to do anything else again. Then all you just need to do is go ahead, pass this into your template here and here, and we should be done. So when you've done that, you can now hop over to your template. But before we even get to our template, let's open it up on our browser and see how it looks. Do I have any issue? Nope, I don't have any. Let's open this in our browser and see how it looks. So open up your wish list. Okay, this is missing per page. Even though we passed it in, but it still says that it's missing per page. So I'm gonna break out from my server and rerun it. Might be a syncing issue. So let's see. There you go. And now when you click on this, okay, still says that it's missing per page. So let's see what's going on. So one thing that I could easily notice is that this takes in request over here, right? Takes in request here. So that means this should also take in requests. So let's see. I've passed in requests in there and reload this. That's working now. So can you see, we just have 2 items over here, right? Let us start off by saying, hey, we want to display just 1 item on the page. And there you go. Our server has reloaded. That's what I was waiting for. So now come over to your wishlist HTML. Wishlist HTML. And I want you to scroll all the way to where we are looping. And instead of saying for W in wishlist underscore list, just pass in the wish list, the one that was paginated here. So this is how you do it for each and every one of the lists that we have over here. Okay, so with this now, if you get back here and reload, you should see only 1 item showing up, which means it has paginated it for us and it will show the other one in a new page. Please remove this. Kept seeing that. So now that this is done, we just need the pagination. We just need to fix the pagination and make everything to work. Okay, so we have those paginations here that I have already created for you guys. Let me go ahead and fix it up and make it work. So the very first thing that we need to do is check if wishlist dot has underscore previous. So if wishlist does have previous is quite explanatory. Right now we are on the first page that shows this first item, which means it does not have any previous. What it has now is next, because there's still 1 item that isn't showing up. When we navigate to that item, it will not have next again, but rather it will now have previous. Does it make sense? So that's basically what we have. So if wishlist.has previous, then I want to put in that link in there and change up a couple of things. So class page item, a class page link, href is where we actually then perform the operation. Just say question mark page should be equal to, and then here is where you want to say wishlist dot previous page number, previous underscore page underscore number, and that's it. We don't need to do anything else again. So after you've done this one, do this for the next also. If wishlist don't have next, I missed one thing here. If wishlist does not have previous, please go ahead and disable it. So paste this link down here for the else. Remove this href so that a user will not be able to click if it does not have previous. And all you just need to do is pass in disabled here. Disabled. Good. And that's going to disable it. And we need to do the same thing for this one also. Yeah. Good. So disabled. All right. That is everything that we want. But this should be called next. Okay. This also should be called next. And instead of saying if it has previous, what we want to check now is if it has next. And instead of saying previous page number, what we want to say is next page number. Very good. So let's see. There you go. Now clicking on this is going to take us to the next page, and boom. Can you see? Now this is disabled. We can't click on it again, but clicking on this now will take us back to this one, and it becomes disabled that we can't click on it again. Does this make sense? I think it does. So guys, that is it. Now remember that whenever you have paginations, there are some numbers that show up over here that helps you know how many pages that we have. Let's go ahead and do that. So for this one over here, I'm gonna say for num in wish list dot, now this is how we get all the page numbers that exist, paginator dot, then there is a method called page underscore range. So once you just put that in and wrap your for loop around this, and all you just need to do now is just change this to num and change this one to say page should be equal to num. That's it. Let's see. So if you refresh, you should see 2 over there, 1 and 2. Very good. But why are the both of them active? I don't want that. To fix that, what you need to do is this active over here, we need to conditionally pass it in. So create a conditional statement in here that says if wishlist dot number is equal to the current norm that we are viewing, then make it active. And if, now you should see that this will be working perfectly well. Good. So now you can click on this to take us to the next page, or you could use the buttons to bring us back to the other page. That is it, guys, working perfectly well. Now all I want you to do is go ahead and work with the orders, notifications, addresses, and just play around with this. But I'm going to work on just one more for you guys, then the others should be assignments for you so that you see what you can work with. I'm going to work with this one for the others, and then you guys could continue with the other ones. So it's going to be quite simple. All you need to do is scroll all the way to the top to where we have orders here, and you want to change this orders to orders underscore list. Okay, then you want to create a new orders and say this should be equal to paginate query sets, paginate underscore query sets, and you want to pass in order underscore list. And then how many do you want to show on a page? Let's say I just want to show 3 on a page, and that's it, guys. We are done. Just make sure that you are passing in order list also here. And the reason why we're passing in order list is because you will not be able to count how many items that you have based on those paginated orders. Rather, use we order list to count items. Okay. So with this now, if we come over to our orders, you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, many orders here. But when you reload, we should have, whoops, an error rather. When we reload, we have an error. So it says, oh, I think I missed the same thing again. Please do not miss this. It needs a request. I missed the same thing. Okay. So allow our server to reload, and let's see what we have. I think it's done reloading. So all we just need to do now is click on this, and we should now have just 3. See, 1, 2, and 3. Now our pagination buttons will show up down here. So if you want to streamline this without having to write a lot of code, just go ahead and copy what we already have for the navigation. I'm going to take what we have for the pagination rather, not navigation. My bad. And I'll open up orders HTML and just paste it below the for loop. So maybe down somewhere down here, I'm going to paste, and all the wish lists 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to change all the wish lists to orders. Okay. And replace. Good. So now let's see. Can you see previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now when you come over to page number 3, you should now see that it displays items for us from page number 3. And for example, this one is 165272. This is the last one. But when we go over to the next page, see 271, and this is now the last one. It's changed. So that is how we work with paginations. As you can see, it's quite simple, very explanatory. Now I want you to work with the notifications and addresses. You still got 2 more that you could work on. And in fact, in the dashboard page, you can see that there are no paginations here. Please also add the pagination over here, and we should be done. So this is a challenge for you. Go ahead. When we're done with the video, you can go ahead and do this and see how it works out for you. That is basically it for the video, guys. If you still don't understand how this works, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be very happy to help you out. And also, you can shoot a mail to desphixs@gmail.com if there is anything you want us to talk about. And I'll also highly recommend that you check out desphixs.io. It's an application that will help streamline your coding experiences with tools specifically built to help you get better at coding.
Drop a like on the video, consider subscribing to the channel, check out some of the links in the description below, and that's going to be it for this video. I hope to see you in the next one, and until then, mad love, peace out.